guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make a really delicious and easy beef and barley soup. Mine's a bit of a cross between a soup and a stew, but that's just how I like it. Now, the ingredients you're going to need are very few of them. Just to start off, you're going to need some onions, celery, some carrots. You're going to need some beef. I've got some chuck here that's been cut into about 1-inch pieces, and some stock. You can use beef or chicken. I'm using chicken because that's what I have on hand. I actually prefer the flavor of the chicken stock because that way the soup comes out a little bit lighter. But you can use whatever you want. Salt and pepper and olive oil is what you're going to need just to get started. And then as the recipe goes on, I'll show you the rest of the ingredients. Now what I have here is a large soup pot over about medium-high heat with some olive oil preheating. I want to get nice and hot. Now, this is some chuck. I like to use chuck whenever I'm doing a beef stew or anything like that because I think it's the best cut of meat. It's inexpensive and you're going to cook it for a long time, so it's going to get nice and tender anyway. So there's no point on spending a lot of money on an expensive cut of meat. Season it with salt and pepper and a little bit of flour. I like to coat the beef in flour. I like the texture, I like the color, I like the flavor, and I like that it thickens the soup just a little bit. Again, it's a preference thing. So if you don't want to do that, you absolutely don't have to. Just coat that into the flour. You don't need a whole lot of it. Just do it as best as you can. I'm so excited for this. You have no idea. I can finally eat like really good solid food after being sick for 2 weeks, and this is exactly what I need. Like I need something hearty, I need something delicious, and I'm very excited. So let's just check to see if this is hot yet. Nope, it's not quite hot enough. So I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to wait for that to get nice and hot, and then we're going to add our beef in. Add in your beef. Should probably do this in batches, but I think it's fine. It's not that much beef anyway. It's relatively one layer, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, stirring it around, or until everything is a really nice golden brown color. It doesn't have to be cooked all the way through. You're just looking for the meat to develop a good amount of color, and then I'm going to remove it onto a clean plate with a slatted spoon so we can cook up our veggies. Taking the rest of my beef out. Got a good amount of color. That's fine. Just wanted to develop some flavor. There's still some drippings in there, so I'm not even going to add any more oil. Don't think it needs it. Give those a stir. I'm going to season the veggies with some salt and pepper, and I'm going to let the veggies cook as well for about 4 to 5 minutes or until they start to cook down a bit, and then we'll move on to the next step. My veggies are looking amazing. You see all those brown things on the pot? That is all flavor. That is flavor galore. It's so worth taking the extra few minutes to saute everything because you just, wouldn't get that flavor anywhere else. Just add in your stock, and then I like to scrape the bottom and the sides just to get those brown bits to lift off. Yum. Put your stock in. Put your partially cooked beef back in with the flour. That's going to really thicken this nicely. All right. I'm going to put in a sprig of rosemary and a couple sprigs of thyme. And I'm going to let this cook for, I would say, about 1 hour. I'm going to bring it to a boil, turn it down to medium-low, partially cover it with a lid, and cook it for 1 hour. And I'll show you what it looks like once it's there, and then we can move on to the next step. My soup's been cooking for about an hour. I'm going to get rid of the rosemary stalk here because I don't need that, and the thyme as well. All the leaves have fallen off of it, and the stems are, you can get rid of those. So now to this, we're going to add in our sliced button mushrooms. I add them now because if they were to cook for the full 2 hours, they get way too mushy, and I want to kind of keep their shape. And I've got some pearl barley here that I've rinsed. You want to make sure you rinse it really well. It doesn't look like a lot, but do trust me when I tell you this puffs up, and it really does cook, it does plump up, and it becomes a lot. It makes the soup really thick, and it becomes a lot more than what it was when you first put it in. So this, now that you have this, I'm going to put the lid back on partially, and I'm going to let this cook for another hour or until the barley is super tender, and so is the meat, and then we'll finish it off and we'll be ready to dig in. My soup is pretty much done. I'm going to add in some frozen peas. They're going to defrost in about 60 seconds. That's all it takes. I've also got some fresh chopped parsley. Oh, this smells so good. I'm so excited to eat this. And as you can see, it's slightly thick. It's not like a really runny soup. Again, I like it that way. If you don't like it that way, don't coat the meat in the flour and then just use a little bit more stock. That's all. But this is pretty much done. The peas just literally defrost in no time at all. Now at this point, make sure you do taste it for seasoning and adjust if need to. I already tasted mine and I know that that's just the way I like it. No need to adjust anything. Let's just give this a taste. I need a piece of beef. Perfect season, like the seasoning is perfect. The meat falls apart. We've been cooking for a few hours. The sweetness of the carrots and the peas. This is like one of the best soups in the world. This is one of my favorite comfort foods. Just because it's got it all covered. And I just love the flavor. It's very easy. Oh, even though there's only 2 of us, I made a big, huge pot. Because we're going to be living off of this for a few days. And that's totally fine with me. If you want to get this recipe, go to laurainthekitchen.com. I hope you've enjoyed spending time with me. Let me know what your favorite comfort food is. You never know, I might make it. I'm in the comfort food kind of feel lately. Hope you've enjoyed spending time with me, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.